Hello, everybody, and welcome to our webinar. The goal here is to give you some quick tips to help you get ready for next week's class, which is session 4. We'll start with an overview, so you know where we are right now in our Food in the Big Apple program, and then we'll go over all the parts of session 4 so that you feel prepared for this class next week. So here are the 3 lessons we've done so far in FITBA. Congratulations, we're almost halfway through our summer program. At this point, the students already know the safety rules. They've explored different types of cooking herbs. They've created a healthy fruit salad, mini pizzas, and tacos. And so now we're moving on to the second program. In session 4, students will explore different plant structures and their functions. So the different parts of plants and what they do. And then they'll use the different plant parts to create a delicious stir fry. As always, please make sure that you read the lesson plan carefully before class. Session 4 is a really important lesson because in this lesson we're hoping to deepen students' appreciation of plants and help them understand how life on Earth, including most of the cooking that we do, would not be possible without the help of plants. Please also make sure that you have all the ingredients before you leave the office. There are various checklists posted around the office to help remind you of all the materials that you need to take with you, such as recipe cards, the instructional posters, and handouts for the activities. So at the beginning of this lesson, using the poster provided and the handouts, you're going to discuss the function of each plant structure with the class. As always, you want to involve the students in this discussion during this lesson. You want the kids to do most of the cognitive work, so always ask them a lot of questions. Ask the students, for example, if anyone in class has ever grown a plant before. Ask them, what do plants need to grow? Have you observed them before? Why do you think food scientists are interested in learning about plants? Or why do you think plants are so important to us? And if possible, you should record the students' responses on the board or on chart paper. Then you can use the lesson plan to explain the different parts of plants and what they do. So for instance, you can talk about the flower, which is the part of the plant that helps the plant to reproduce or make more of its own kind. You can talk about the leaves and how important they are. They help make the food for the plant through photosynthesis, which of course is the process that changes sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide into glucose, which is a type of sugar. There is the stem, which holds up the plant and helps transport water, minerals, and nutrients to other parts of the plant. You can discuss the fruit, which is the part of the plant that forms a flower and that covers and protects the seeds. The seed, of course, is the part of the plant that grows into a new plant. And the roots, which are underground, they help anchor the plant to the soil and they absorb water and minerals for the plant. Students are also going to review different plants through a fun bingo game, which you can choose to do either before or after the cooking challenge. So you're going to distribute the bingo cards to each student, and you're going to place a small bowl with sunflower seeds at the center of each table. You're going to explain that this bingo game is very similar to a regular bingo game, but instead of numbers, these bingo cards contain different examples of plant parts that we use for cooking and eating. Also, the kids will be using sunflower seeds as the bingo chips. So as you call out a word, students will look for that word on their card and they're going to cover the word with a sunflower seed. Don't forget to pick up a class set of bingo cards. There should be 25 bingo cards already laminated for you, so make sure that you collect the cards at the end of the lesson and then bring them back to the office so that we can reuse them in the future. Afterward, you can explain that in this lesson they're going to be using different plant parts to explore Chinese cuisine and culture. So for example, you'll have a sample of dried chrysanthemum flowers to show the students. Chrysanthemum flowers are traditionally used in Chinese culture to make tea. The kids also will be using chive stems during the stir fry recipe. They'll be using ginger for the stir fry as well. Ginger is actually a type of stem. The fruit is actually the red bell pepper, which contains the seeds inside. And you can show the kids the seeds inside the red bell pepper. The kids also will see, of course, the sunflower seeds during the bingo game. And the baby carrots used in the stir-fry recipe are examples of roots. Carrots grow underground. And then you're ready to begin the stir-fry recipe. So actually, before the lesson begins, um, it's important that you separate the stir-fry noodles with your hands and place them in a large bowl. These stir-fry noodles are made of flour and they're very starchy and very stiff. So you need to rinse them several times and then soak them in cold water for at least 30 minutes. That's going to help soften them up and get them ready for the recipe. And then, so once you soak them in water, set them aside, you're going to add the noodles at the end of the stir-fry recipe. So while the instructor is teaching the lesson, the assistants can start helping out by mincing 6 garlic cloves. You're going to combine the minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of grated ginger, and 2 teaspoons of olive oil in a small bowl, and you're going to set this mixture aside. All right, you're also going to use the garlic ginger mixture at the end of the recipe. So then you're going to hand out to each student 1 to 2 baby carrots, a slice of red pepper, and some chive stems. Later in class, once the students have chopped up the carrots, you're going to collect them in another large bowl. And then in a separate small bowl, you're going to combine 4 tablespoons of soy sauce and 2 teaspoons of agave, and you're going to combine them. So afterward, you're going to collect all the chopped carrots in a bowl, and then you're going to add the soy sauce and the agave, and you're going to let it marinate. And this is the first ingredient that you're going to add to the griddle. And the reason why we're going to add the carrots before the red bell peppers is because the carrots actually take longer to cook. So next, you're going to turn on the griddle to 400 degrees and wait for a couple minutes until the surface is hot. Then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil and the marinated carrots directly on top of the griddle, and you're going to cook them without stirring them for about a minute. This is actually going to help them brown. Next, you're going to use the flat spatula or a serving spoon to stir the carrots frequently for 3 to 4 minutes. You're going to add 2 more tablespoons of olive oil to the griddle, and then you're going to add those chopped red bell peppers. And then you're going to cook everything and you're going to stir frequently until all the vegetables begin to brown, which is about 3 to 4 more minutes. After that, you're going to lower the temperature to 300 degrees and then clear the center of the griddle to add the garlic ginger mixture. So you're going to mash the mixture into the griddle and you're going to cook until it's fragrant. So you're going to smell the garlic and the ginger. This takes only about 15 to 20 seconds, so it's pretty quick. Make sure that you don't leave it on for too long, otherwise the garlic is going to burn and it's going to taste bitter. So quick 15 to 20 seconds, then you're going to stir the mixture into the vegetables. And finally, you're going to drain the stir-fry noodles and you're going to add those to the griddle along with the stir-fry sauce from the container. This stir-fry sauce is going to be in a separate container. It contains chicken broth and cornstarch, and you're going to cook everything for about 3 to 5 minutes until the noodles are coated in the sauce and they're nice and soft. Afterward, you can just turn off the griddle and try to serve the noodles as quickly as you can. Otherwise, if you leave the noodles on for too long on the griddle, they can start to dry out. And then the students can top their noodles with the fresh chives that they chopped. At the end of the lesson, if you still have time, the students can work in pairs or in small groups to complete this handout called Plant Parts That We Eat. You can walk around to each group of students and help them think of different kinds of examples of plant parts. If you need more ideas, you can also check out the lesson plan, which gives you examples for each plant part. At the end, you can call on students to share their answers and to discuss what they learned in class. Don't forget to hand out the recipe cards so the kids can try the recipes at home. And that's it. Thank you for watching this webinar. We hope that all this information was useful. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call or email us, and we'll help you out. Thank you.